Hi there, my name is Nicole Elissa. I'm a transformational love coach, and I work with empowered women all over the world who are excited and are willing and proactive about creating their most ideal love life because love is what matters the most to them. And that they're tired of waiting because they know that in order to create their most ideal love life, it is in their hands to create. So I'm here to help you to do that. Today's video is part of a video series that I'm creating just for you called How to Become the Most Attractive and Empowered Woman in Love. This is a series of 12 videos that I am, actually 14, I'm sorry, 14 videos that I am giving you each and every single day that are really gonna give you the highlights, the clarity on how to truly attract the most empowered love life ever, that where you feel cherished, where you feel adored, and you feel taken care of and truly cherished for being the amazing woman that you are. So today I want to talk to you about something really important. At what cost are you attracting the wrong love for you? Or at what cost are you allowing yourself to attract the wrong love for you? And are you willing to pay that price? Like, are you willing to be burned that way? See, a lot of women, we are being guided by the media a lot when it comes to love and matters. It sounds like it's just ego stuff, right? We're taught tactics, right? And how to get a guy and how to, we feel like we're taught that we need to compete. I shared that in the last video. So whenever we get the idea that we need to compete with other women, we are going sideways, okay? So that idea of competition is affecting women so much that I feel like it affects our psyche and in how we show up, and it makes us bypass our intuition. There's a set of belief systems that we pick up on from a very early age, whether it looked like what our parents went through. Maybe you felt like your mom wasn't truly loved for who she was, or you felt like your dad wasn't, or you got so shocked by what happened with your parents that you decided, I want something totally different. So in your mind frame, it was like, well, if my dad was not helping my mom pay bills or something like that, I need to find a man that is financially sufficient, right? And many women look for that quality. I'm giving you an example. So many women are saying, like, a man who pays the bills, who's responsible with money, and that's one of the qualities that we look for. That's totally perfectly fine. The thing is where we take these qualities and we use them to block our intuition because of secret underlying belief systems that are going on inside of us. So what happens is, and I've seen this with a lot of women, for many years, and I help them really change this around, and I help them change the energy and clear it, is that there's belief systems, okay? There's a shock that we take on, and we don't want to look at things clearly in fear of failing ourselves, in fear of failing our parents in our achievements. And what I seen that what that does is that you as a woman, you attracted a great guy that is financially sufficient, he is ambitious, and you're looking for these qualities, but then you don't feel emotionally met. The guy probably makes you wrong for who you are. He complains about your taste and your wants and your likes, and you don't feel really seen or cherished. So you're wondering what went wrong. And then this defense mechanism kicks in, maybe from when you were a kid. It's like, oh, I got to prove to him that I'm good enough. Or, basically, I'm actually lucky. My mom didn't have this, and I get to at least have this. Do you know how many women out there don't even have what they want, right? Another way that I see this, I'm going to give you a key example because I actually hear it from women all over the globe whenever, I'm working with them. Or at least that's how it starts. A woman will tell me, Nicole, like, you don't get it. Men in Africa are like this. So I'm lucky to at least see a guy that is ambitious or that is this way. And you kind of remain hung up on the guy, even though the guy is not giving you what you want, right? He's not pursuing you, or he's not treating you like the guys that you are. Then I hear it from women in Europe. It's like, Nicole, men in Europe are not like gentlemen. They're not I'm sorry, English is not my first language, but it's like they're not this way or they're not the other. And so as soon as they see a man that kind of fits their criteria, like the guy looks ambitious and like looks put together or something like that, they wait on the guy, right? Or they try to pursue the guy, or they try to work, like, you know, be with the guy in such a way that they're not showing up in their goddess energy, number one. And this is not to change it, because when you are in your goddess energy, you are not trying to get something from the guy. If the guy is not the right fit, you move on. So the thing is that there's this underlying fear that makes you stay in a situation with a guy that is not the right fit for you. So let's say things end, whether the guy ended it and then you start questioning your worth, or you ended it, but then you go back to the cycle of waiting. You're like, when is Prince Charming gonna come? When is Mr. Right gonna come? And that's what I mean, that we create kind of like this codependent waiting cycle with the universe. And we've got to be done with waiting and be proactive and really take responsibility of healing within. You know, one of the things that I do with my clients is that I help them tune in. I can tune in into their frequency to find out what is blocking them from attracting Mr. Right. And then they save time. They save misery. They don't have to go through misery, because they know how to really effectively move on from a guy that is not the right fit for them really quickly. Something that could have taken them a year or a year and a half or more takes them months or weeks or days, right? Because I can help them pick up the unconscious pattern that's showing up for them and the different angles of it, so that you can effectively release it. I can help you really clear it, right? So this is important, because my goal is to help you save time. We have these ideas about love and about attracting an ideal masculine partner that are in many cases relevant to how much the money a man is making, right? Or at least you say, I have a provider, or at least like he looks that way, but he complains. So the guy can have money, but the guy is not abundant or really prosperous in his heart and in his being, right? So that is a big difference that we need to look at. So you want to become aware of, are you having these types of conversations with yourself where it's like, well, at least I don't have it like so-and-so, okay? Where are you having that settling conversation? The settling conversation is not just a conversation of like, of just, you know, at least I have it this way, but it's also a conversation of waiting for the man to show up or being the pursuer. So you need to end those conversations about you being the pursuer, about you trying to get the guy, etc. Your real work is on embodying your goddess within and letting yourself truly become a goddess of love, okay? So here's the thing. Once we clear this energy, whatever is really showing up in your frequency and the choices that you're making at an energetic, emotional, spiritual level, once we clear that, I can help you really change your attraction level. Meaning, instead of having to worry about the type of guy that can come to you, if you're saying, Nicole, I don't want, you know, a guy that is going to vanish on me, a guy that is a breadcrumber. I don't want a guy that is going to show up to me like a prick or something like that. I want something more. And you are afraid of putting yourself out there because you feel like you keep getting your heart broken and you're wasting time. I get it. That's a very common thing. A lot of women have resistance to online dating or dating in general because it's like, oh, I'm going to get my heart broken again. Like, what's going on with all these men? I get it. You don't have to attract that anymore. We need to shift the vibration of your attraction center and in your attraction point so that you are so much in your goddess energy that you're not even attracting these men anymore. And if any of them would be like dare to approach you, you will be able to recognize it right away without you lying to yourself or going back to those defense mechanisms because you already clear them. Think about the amount of time that you can save yourself, heartache, relationships, loss, etc. Because it is important. The number one thing, the first thing that we need to learn as goddesses is really how to tap into our connection with our intuition, in our truth, not lie to ourselves, and just boldly attract what we want, okay? So instead of worrying about what other women are going through, or what society would say about the type of man that you have, or keeping up with the Joneses, or whatever that is. These are all very sometimes unconscious things. You need to start creating your reality from the inside and finding out what are the unconscious things that are going on within you, choices, imprints of energy from your parents, from other lifetimes, if you believe in that. Whatever really works for you, we got to really look at the imprint that's what's going on, so that dating and meeting the one for you is actually fun and thrilling, because you get to be treated like the goddess, and you are actually being pursued, and you have the clarity about the type of man that you are attracting. I've seen many women over the years, not the reason why I started why I became a love coach in the first place is because I'm wildly passionate about love. I saw the mistakes that my parents made, and these are things that were not taught when we were growing up, or for our parents even. And I see the self beat up, or the punishment, or the anxiety, the fear, this loneliness that a lot of the people in my family went through while I was growing up. And I was like, wow, all these people are so amazing. They deserve better. And that's why we need to learn more about the energy of love, not just at a dating level, or an ego level, or a personality level, but we need to understand more of the inner dynamics of love as spiritual beings, and embodying how to really transcend that and bring it down. And that's what I'm doing a lot in Goddess of Love, which is my signature program that's starting next year. And for those of you who are interested in knowing more about it, you can set up the time to connect with me below. I do have some spaces available that I invite you to connect with, and don't miss out, because there's a selected amount of time, because I will be in vacations, and I have opened up some selected spaces to connect with you. But I really want to help you, because love is so important, and we've been taught to just be reactive in love and create survival in love, that it blocks our intuition, that it blocks our truth. And in that fear mindset, which is rooted in scarcity, fear of something happening to us, etc., we don't want to block our knowing. We don't want to operate in love from scarcity. We really don't. You're already successful in other areas in your life. So I know that this really resonates with you. You're like, oh my God, is this what I've been doing? Some of you might not even be, being the pursuer, but you're just on this waiting cycle, waiting for the man to show up, just observing all the men that are showing up in a lower frequency form and that are disappointing to you. So sometimes I ask myself, why do we obsess in just looking at those situations all the time, right? Why do we look at it all of the time? Our mind will have us say it's because we're trying to protect ourselves. Yes, and also that protection mechanism is also why you're not meeting your man. Okay? So it is important to, instead of waiting, to know how to really create and attract and open up to the love that you want, so that your attraction level is not going to bring in those guys that show up as douchebags, etc., and you just attract a really high quality man. That's what I want to help you do. Remove the unconscious patterns that are really new, that are making you unhappy, right? And that you are not even fully aware of. And also really how to change your attraction level, so that those guys are not even in your field. You really are embodying the goddess energy that you deserve, that you really are, and you attract the one that is the right fit for you. So let me know in the comment section what you got from this video. It's a really enlightening topic. I see it happening a lot, and I want to really help you in bringing this up so that you become aware of it, and that you can take the appropriate action steps to really let yourself attract the one with ease. I mean, you are already successful. Imagine, this is going to reduce so much time from your energy. Imagine what it would be like for you if you were to be able to travel, to do all the amazing things that you're doing, like your career, your business, with an amazing man by your side. A man that you have the emotional intimacy and connection with. A man that is prosperous in his energy, that he wants to give to you, dote on you. Imagine that. That's what you deserve. Now, are you willing to step into that energy? Because that's what you need to do. You need to become the queen, the goddess first, who lets herself have that, and have that really inner courage to choose herself no matter what. So if you're interested to know more about Goddess of Love and how I can help you figure out what's going on for you, there is an assessment that I posted below. And so it's my Attract Genuine Love assessment. And in that, I will be able to pick up on a few things that are showing up for you, what's getting in the way. And I'll set up a plan to show you how Goddess of Love can really be the right fit for you, or working with me privately as well. All right. So I'm sending you a lot of love, and I hope that this series is really helping you. I'd love to hear your comments in the comment section below. Any new idea that is coming up for you based on these things. And don't forget to share it with your girlfriends and to subscribe to this channel to get more information on this amazing video series and more.